What if I told you that your entire life could transform with just a few tiny habits you repeat every single day? No extreme diets, no crazy workouts, no expensive supplements, just simple, realistic actions that fit into your normal routine. Most people think change requires something big, but the truth is, it's the small daily choices that quietly reshape your body, your energy, your mind, and even your future. And today, I'm going to share 10 of the most powerful daily habits that can reinvent your health forever. If you stay with me until the end, you'll walk away with a clear, step-by-step plan you can start tonight. Not tomorrow, not one day, but tonight, because you deserve a healthy, energetic, confident life, and your transformation begins the moment you choose it. Let's get started. Most people believe that lasting health transformations come from dramatic changes like strict diets, extreme workout routines, or completely overhauling their lifestyle overnight. But the truth is far simpler and far more achievable. Real, lifelong change comes from the small daily habits you repeat without thinking, the little actions you take consistently, the choices that seem minor in the moment but compound over time into something powerful. When you rely on motivation, you set yourself up for inconsistency because motivation is temporary and unpredictable. Some days you feel inspired, other days you don't, and if your entire plan depends on how motivated you feel, you'll always struggle to stay on track. But habits don't rely on feelings, they rely on repetition, ease, and familiarity. When something becomes a habit, it stops feeling like effort and starts becoming a natural part of your life. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't negotiate with yourself, you don't argue, you don't feel inspired, you just do it because it's part of your routine. That's the power of habits, and the same principle applies to your health. Drinking water when you wake up, stretching your body, choosing whole foods, taking a short walk, practicing a moment of calm, these actions might seem too small or too simple to make a difference, but these are the exact habits that shape your long-term health. They influence your hormones, your energy, your mood, your metabolism, your sleep, and even your resilience to stress. When done consistently, they become the building blocks of a healthier life. The biggest mistake people make is believing they need big, dramatic changes. They join intense challenges, buy strict meal plans, or follow unrealistic workouts, and they can't sustain any of it because it's too overwhelming. But if you start with something small and repeat it daily, your brain adapts. It becomes easier, automatic, familiar, and once that habit is locked in, you naturally move to the next one without resistance. This is how you build momentum. This is how progress becomes effortless. Small habits also come with another powerful advantage. They're achievable on any day, no matter how busy or stressed you are. You may not be able to run 5 miles every day, but you can stretch for 3 minutes. You may not follow a perfect diet every day, but you can drink a glass of water. You may not feel disciplined enough for a strict workout routine, but you can take a short walk. These small choices reduce the pressure and help you stay consistent, which is the real secret to transformation. Over time, these small daily habits begin to shape your identity. You start seeing yourself as someone who takes care of their health, someone who prioritizes well-being, someone who chooses better for their body. And when your identity shifts, your lifestyle follows naturally. This is why small daily habits matter far more than motivation or extreme plans. They change you from the inside out, slowly, gently, and permanently, creating a healthier version of you that feels authentic and sustainable rather than forced or temporary. The way you start your morning has a deeper impact on your health than most people realize because your first actions of the day send signals to your brain and body that influence your mood, energy, focus, and stress levels for the entire day. When you wake up and immediately reach for your phone, dive into notifications, or rush into your responsibilities, you force your body into stress mode before it has even had a chance to wake up naturally. Your cortisol spikes, your mind becomes overwhelmed, and your body enters a reactive state instead of a calm and intentional one. This is why slowing down at the start of your day is such a powerful habit. Giving yourself just a few moments of calm allows your nervous system to adjust, allows your breath to deepen, and allows your mind to prepare for the day ahead instead of being thrown into chaos. Starting your morning with purposeful calm also helps you become more present. When you give yourself space to wake up slowly, to breathe, to stretch, or even to sit quietly, you create a foundation that supports better decision making throughout the day. Instead of reacting to stress, you respond with clarity. Instead of feeling rushed, you feel grounded. These small moments of peace set the tone for how you approach challenges, conversations, and obligations later on. And when your mind is calmer, your body follows. Your heart rate stays steady, your digestion works better, and your energy feels more stable. Another part of setting the tone for your day is how you treat your body during those first few minutes. Hydration in the morning may seem simple, but it's one of the most powerful habits you can build because your body becomes dehydrated overnight, and replenishing fluids first thing ignites your metabolism, supports digestion, improves cognitive function, and instantly boosts your energy without needing caffeine. That first glass of water tells your system, it's time to wake up, time to move, time to function. And when you combine hydration with gentle movement like stretching, mobility work, or even just rolling your shoulders and loosening your joints, you activate your muscles, stimulate blood flow, and reduce stiffness. This small physical ritual sets your posture, your flexibility, and your energy for the rest of the day. A mindful morning routine also protects your mental health. People underestimate how much morning stress impacts their mindset. Waking up in panic mode makes the whole day feel rushed, tight, and overwhelming. But when you begin your day with calm intention, your mind becomes more resilient. You're better able to handle unexpected situations without collapsing under pressure. Even a simple habit like stepping outside for a few minutes of morning light can regulate your circadian rhythm, boost serotonin, and help you feel more energized and emotionally balanced. When you start your day with calmness, hydration, gentle movement, and natural light, you give your mind and body the environment they need to function at their best. This morning foundation ripples into everything you do. You make healthier choices because you feel centered. You communicate better because you're not stressed. You stay more focused because your mind is clear. You carry a sense of control that guides you throughout the day, making each moment feel more manageable and each decision feel more intentional. Most people think that improving their health depends on doing one long workout each day, but the truth is that your overall movement throughout the day matters just as much, and in many cases even more. You could go to the gym for an hour, push yourself hard, and still harm your long-term health if you then spend the remaining 13 or 14 hours sitting, barely moving, and keeping your body in a stiff, inactive state. The human body isn't designed for long periods of stillness. It's built to move, bend, twist, stretch, walk, and stay engaged. When you stay in one position for too long, your muscles tighten, your joints stiffen, your blood circulation slows down, and your energy levels drop, creating a cycle of fatigue and discomfort that affects your mood, focus, and overall well-being. This is why adding small bits of movement throughout your day is such a powerful habit. These moments don't need to look like exercise, and they don't need to be planned. Simply standing up every 30 to 40 minutes, walking while you talk on the phone, stretching your chest to counteract slouching, or doing small mobility movements like rolling your shoulders or rotating your hips can make a noticeable difference. When you break long sitting periods with movement, you wake up your muscles, increase blood flow, and help your body stay active in a natural and sustainable way. Over time, these small movements reduce the tension that builds up from sitting, improve posture, support spinal health, and help prevent chronic discomfort in areas like your lower back, neck, and shoulders. Daily movement also plays a major role in your metabolic health. Many people don't realize that sitting for long hours slows your metabolism, decreases insulin sensitivity, and makes it harder for your body to regulate blood sugar. This is why even a short walk after meals can be incredibly beneficial. A 5 or 10-minute walk can help lower blood sugar spikes, improve digestion, and boost energy levels, all without feeling like a workout. These small actions accumulate into long-term health benefits when done consistently, giving your body the chance to function more efficiently. Another powerful aspect of movement throughout the day is the impact it has on mood and mental clarity. Physical motion boosts dopamine and serotonin, which improves your mood, reduces anxiety, and helps you feel more mentally awake. If you've ever felt tired, unfocused, or stressed, and then suddenly felt better after a short walk or stretch, that's your body giving you natural energy. Movement refreshes your mind, it breaks mental fog, it resets your attention, and it helps you return to your tasks with a clearer, calmer mindset. Small movements also create a sense of accomplishment, which encourages more physical activity without forcing discipline. When you get used to being active throughout the day, you start craving that feeling of lightness and energy, making it much easier to stay consistent with intentional exercise later on. And when your body is already in motion throughout the day, workouts feel less overwhelming because your body is primed for activity rather than locked in stiffness. Building the habit of moving daily is not about perfection or intensity, it's about staying alive in your body, honoring the way it's meant to function, and giving it what it needs in small, manageable moments. These movements become a quiet form of self-care that keeps your body healthier, your mind clearer, and your long-term well-being stronger. Most people think that improving their diet means cutting out all their favorite foods, following strict rules, or constantly worrying about what they can and cannot eat. But this mindset often leads to frustration, guilt, and eventually giving up. A far more effective and sustainable approach is to begin by adding healthy foods into your daily routine before worrying about removing anything. This simple shift in perspective changes everything because it focuses on nourishment rather than restriction. When you add instead of subtract, you avoid the mental pressure that comes with dieting. Your brain doesn't feel deprived, and because you still have the freedom to enjoy what you like, you're far more likely to stay consistent. Consistency is the real secret to long-term nutritional improvement, and small additions make consistency so much easier. Adding healthy foods also naturally creates a ripple effect. When you include more fruits, vegetables, proteins, whole grains, and clean snacks, your body starts to receive the nutrients it has been missing. Your energy levels rise, your digestion improves, your cravings become more manageable, and your hunger becomes more balanced. When your body is properly nourished, you don't feel the same pull toward processed foods because the desire for comfort eating decreases. Instead of forcing yourself to avoid unhealthy choices, your body begins to make better choices on its own because it feels the difference in energy, satisfaction, and overall well-being. This internal shift is far more powerful than willpower. For example, when you start your day with a healthy addition like fruit, yogurt, oats, or a high-protein breakfast, you create steady energy that reduces your cravings for sugary snacks later. When you add a serving of vegetables to your lunch, you boost your fiber intake, which helps digestion and supports fullness. When you include a healthy snack like nuts, seeds, or a protein shake in the afternoon, you prevent overeating at night. These small additions gently reshape your eating habits without feeling overwhelming or restrictive. Over time, these additions become routine, and once a routine is built, the body naturally gravitates toward foods that make it feel good. Another powerful aspect of this approach is the psychological shift it creates. When you focus on adding healthy foods, you begin to see food as fuel rather than something to fear or control. You stop labeling foods as bad or off limits. which reduces guilt and helps you develop a more positive, peaceful relationship with eating. This mindset is essential for long-term health because emotional stress around eating often causes more harm than the food itself. When you feel calmer and more confident in your food choices, you naturally make better decisions. Adding nutritious foods also gradually crowds out the less healthy options. You don't need to force yourself to stop eating something. It simply becomes less appealing because your body feels more satisfied and energized by real, whole foods. This approach feels natural instead of forced, and that makes it sustainable. You begin to enjoy healthier meals, experiment with new recipes, and appreciate how good you feel when your body receives proper nourishment. Over time, these small additions accumulate and transform your overall eating habits. You become someone who eats healthier without even thinking about it, someone who chooses whole foods because they enjoy them, someone who feels stronger, lighter, and more energized. This is how nutrition changes your life in a way that's gentle, realistic, and truly sustainable, simply by adding before subtracting and allowing your body to lead the way. Most people move through their day disconnected from what their body is trying to tell them. They push through tiredness with caffeine, ignore hunger cues until they're starving, suppress emotions by staying busy, and overlook stress signals until their body forces them to slow down. But your body communicates constantly, and learning to listen to it is one of the most powerful habits you can build for lifelong health. When you pay attention to how your body responds to food, sleep, movement, stress, and even your own thoughts, you begin to understand what it truly needs instead of guessing or following one-size-fits-all advice. This awareness becomes a quiet guide, helping you make better choices naturally and effortlessly. Listening to your body starts with noticing small signals. Maybe you feel bloated after certain foods, maybe you get anxious when you skip meals, maybe your energy crashes when you stay up too late, or your mood dips when you don't move enough. These signals are not random. They're your body's way of telling you what supports it and what drains it. When you practice tuning in, even for a few moments a day, you develop clarity about what helps you feel your best. And once you know that, taking care of your health becomes easier because your decisions are based on how you feel, not on rules or restrictions. Most people are used to ignoring discomfort or pushing through pain, but awareness teaches you to pause instead of pushing harder. If your body feels fatigued, it may be asking for rest rather than another cup of coffee. If your mind feels overwhelmed, it may be asking for silence, fresh air, or a few minutes of deep breathing. When you honor these signals, your body responds by giving you more energy, better mood, and stronger resilience. This habit builds trust between you and your body, and that trust becomes the foundation for consistency. You start treating your body as a partner instead of a machine you're forcing to perform. Awareness also transforms your relationship with food. When you slow down and pay attention to how different meals affect your energy, digestion, and mood, you naturally begin choosing foods that make you feel alive instead of sluggish. You start noticing the difference between true hunger and emotional hunger. You learn when you need nourishment and when you need comfort of a different kind. This is how listening to your body leads to a balanced, intuitive style of eating without strict rules or guilt. This connection extends to your emotional health as well. Stress, anxiety, frustration, and sadness all show up physically: tight shoulders, headaches, shallow breathing, racing thoughts, tension in your stomach. When you ignore these signals, the emotions intensify, spreading into your physical health. But when you pause and acknowledge what you're feeling, your nervous system begins to calm. This awareness helps you respond instead of react, bringing more peace into your daily life. Over time, listening to your body becomes a form of daily self-respect. You notice when you need rest, when you need movement, when you need nourishment, when you need boundaries, and when you need connection. This level of awareness makes healthy habits easier because you're no longer forcing yourself to do things. You're responding to what feels right and supportive. And when your choices align with what your body truly needs, everything becomes more sustainable. You move in ways that bring joy. You eat in ways that bring energy. You rest in ways that bring recovery. And you live with more intention. This simple but powerful habit becomes the key to long-term health because it transforms your lifestyle from the inside out, rooted in understanding, intuition, and genuine self-care.